Have you ever for once thought that football fans in any of the Ghana Premier League centers would have the temerity of spraying pepper on referees due to the outcome of a game against their favorite team? Well, GFA President Kurt Okrako has called on the IGP and his team to sanitize the football community. And in talking of Ghana Premier League, after 180 minutes of football, Asante Kotoko have scored 5 goals in the last 10 minutes of the first 2 matches. The Porcupines once again needed another last 6 minutes drama to edge Bechem United. In the English Premier League, Liverpool suffered their first defeat of the season and first in 25 matches in a 5-goal thriller against West Ham United. Good morning, everyone. This is AM Sports and I am Muftau Nabila Abdullah. Let's start with the Ghana Premier League stories, where Asante Kotoko scored a pair of late goals to edge Bechem United 2-0 on Sunday and marked their return to Baoyan Stadium with a hard-fought win. In Accra, Maxwell Abekwe scored a hat-trick to hand Great Olympics their first win of the season against Accra Lions. Whilst in Obuasi, it was an shared between Obuasi Ash Gold and Kerala United.
Here is Esso. Tries to go for glory from the distance. Is a decent attempt from again.
He tries an ambitious effort and the goalkeeper thought it was going away, but it clips the bar, and that is unlucky there from Esso there. You can see he knew exactly what he was doing. Had a space.
Decent at left back. Swings one in. Basil got a head on it. That's the first goal of the game. Karelas Humin Mohamed breaks the deadlock. Brilliant delivery from the midfielder. The composure, the technique, and clearly Kofi Mensah could have done better.
You can see that reaction from the coach.
Here is Eric Esso. Now Seth Osei. Opoku Ajiman, can he equalize? It's a goal mount clearance. Is it a goal? Did the ball cross the line?
It's given a penalty.
Penalty. So Anna,
you can see it again. Lovely play from the forward. He had to clear the ball, but then unfortunately he hit his arm. For me, I don't think it's a definite penalty for him.
Referee whistles. Opoku Ajiman steps forward and he scores. Ash Gold back on level terms. It's 1-1 in Obuasi.
Great penalty this. I mean, you can see that he knew exactly what he was doing. Pick his spot and his dispatch.
Christopher Nete, that's what to find Isaac upon goal.
You can see that incident again. I mean,
there was contact. Ganu steps forward. Here is Ganu and he scores brilliantly. Kotoko up by 1-0. Expertly converted penalty from Abdul Ismail. Here is Ganu and he scores brilliantly. Kotoko off stoppage time. Kotoko pushing for a second. Here is Upon again. This time referee will whistle for a foul. Moros cross in, header from the Cameroonian, and it is falling.
It's more like it, and this is another chance again from that young chap Isaac Upon, creating lots of problems. But then what a cross from Imoro and an expert header from Samuel Boateng, the man who scored 18 goals already. He's not had many chances today, but a good striker of his quality, of his caliber. When you give him space and time, he will punish you, and definitely he punished everyone.
The Cameroonian striker was lurking, but it was always falling for Asante Kotoko wide.
Again, Accra Great Olympics came forward, and this time around it was Maxwell Abekwe carefully flighted up, beating Apiakubi, going straight into the net. He tried it again, but this time he hit the crossbar. Consistency on the part of Maxwell Abekwe. God blast went wide. They did not give up corner kick. The corner kick was on, and then goal into the net for that equalizing goal for Accra Lions. They were led by captain. For Maxwell Abekwe, capitalized on a mistake by Apiakubi and then got the second goal for the game. That was the mistake by the goalkeeper, and then floated straight behind him into the yawning net for Accra Olympics. And on the third occasion, it was Maxwell Abekwe from the spot getting a trick on the evening for Accra Great Olympics.
Let's hear from the head coach of Kumasi Asante Kotoko, Prosper Nate Argum, who feels that his team trusts in their process.
Look at how tactically the game was. They were very defensively organized, and because of that, they didn't allow us to play those penetrative passes, and it was difficult for us to actually get the ball behind their defense.
Second game running, and you seem to be scoring late in your game. So what is the real reason behind that?
Yeah, we still keep to our game plan. We always trust in our process. Even when it's difficult, we trust that we can still score. So no matter the situation, we don't change our style. We keep to the shape, we keep to the game plan, we keep to the principles involved in the game plan, and that's what we've been doing.
A good project you've begun here. Is it going to be a force to really reckon with in the Ghana Premier League this season?
Yeah, I think we've just started. So with time, it's a game model, it's a new game model I'm trying to develop, and I'm trying to put in them, build in them. So it will take some time. So with time, I think one, they will be used to the game model, and two, they will be used to playing in front of a very big crowd like this at the Baba Yara Sports.
Ghana FA President Kurt Okrako has called on the Ghana Police Service to help them sanitize football in the country. According to Mr. Okrako, hooligans have sullied the country's most prized sport, and the police is required to fix the game.
Over the years, we've had numerous engagements with the police service, and it is very true that sometimes members of the police force, because they are part of the community, becomes very used to the community, for which reason when people go wayward, the strict application of the law becomes a challenge. Most often we live within the confines of the sports facility, the stadia, so we are used to each other, we are friends, we eat together. So when we misbehave, we forget that the police service can act. At the end, we've had instances where football people, consumers of football, even use what we call pepper spray on police officers, and they go home scot-free. I believe that when people misbehave at our game venues, when they go wayward, it's important that we bring them to book. It's important that we push them to learn to behave well, and it's important for everybody to understand that our law exists and laws can be enforced in our country. For which reason, my IG, I will respectfully ask that the CID department of your unit become more engaging, especially when we have people who go wayward in the sport. In most recent times, IG and your team, match fixing has also reared its head in our football ecosystem.
And talking of match fixing, the police say this major canker in Ghana football is one thing they will work with the Ghana FA to ensure that it is eradicated.
It's by its mandate. Yes. By its mandate, we are to investigate such matters, and by so doing, they will be referred to specialized desks, to look into it. And if should there be evidence, those people will be put before court. And the GFA had made it clear that they will support the effort of the police. And we know that match fixing, match manipulations have that consequential effect in terms of violence, in terms of fighting, among other things. And I believe that the GFA step to nip that aspect in the bud is a very key one, and it will allow to see good league, and people might be happy, to see any outcome that may crop up at any of the grounds.
And talking of match fixing, the IGP told clubs that attended the meeting that if you fix any of the matches, the Ghana Police Service will also fix you. Now let's go to England, where West Ham United stunned Liverpool as they secured a huge victory that moved them above their opponents into third in the Premier League and dented the rest title hopes. Liverpool went into this game looking to set a new club record of 26 league games unbeaten, as well as get a win that would move them to second and within a point of leaders Chelsea. The World Cup qualifiers returns this week. The Black Stars of Ghana are expected in town today. They will leave the shores of the country on Tuesday to South Africa for the game against Ethiopia and return and host South Africa at the Cape Coast Sports Stadium. This fixture is the defining game of whether Ghana will qualify to the FIFA World Cup or not. We've also picked up intel that Tema Youth have withdrawn their case against the Ghana Football Association at the Court of Arbitration for Sport. We'll be sharing details with you in our subsequent bulletins. I am Muftau Nabila Abla, and this has been AM Sports on the AM Show.